Hey guys, welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today we're going to be getting ourselves the greenhouse fan up and completed, and then we're also going to be completing the biomass advancement. I hope you guys are ready. So, there's quite a bit to do today. We have a few things that I want to go over before we get started, and that is, I went ahead and made a plot of grass, and this is going to be very helpful for passive mob spawning, or having the chance of some passive mob spawning over time. And then I made farmland, and then a couple more plots here, just so we have some more room to expand. And then I plan on doing the same thing. So it'll be like a checkerboard pattern for the most part as we progress through here. But today, there's going to be a few things we need to work towards. One is biomass. Biomass is definitely a thing to work towards. And like I said, this is not a linear progression. You can jump back and forth. And we'll probably have the biomass around the same time that we'll have the greenhouse fan done. So these are two things that are hand in hand with each other. Biomass is going to be one of the next things that we're going to have to focus on making, because we can't do anything without we can't do anything for the greenhouse without the biomass. So if we take a look at the biomass, we're going to need a few machines. We're going to need a fermenter for this task, and then we're also going to need some way of either getting water or getting some of the fruit juice. We have access to fruit. We have access to fruit juice, but I think water is going to be easier to automate. And I was thinking, thermal has the aqueous accumulator, and I think that might be the easiest way for us to move forward with this. We have everything for that. We have tin, we have copper, we have buckets, we have everything needed here. The one thing that I am lacking, well, actually no, we have everything. So let's go ahead and get that done, because we need some water. That's one of the main things we're going to need. And we're going to have to craft this up. Be a bit of crafting today. And then redstone, which, by the way, I've been working on getting a lot of these things produced. As you can see, the time, we're like almost 3 hours into this pack. Yeah, I've been putting some time in. So I need to get a crafting table like at each area, because I seem to use them quite a bit. So the device frame, that is going to be copper. We have enough copper that I'm not worried about it. We can do a full set. I'm actually going to go ahead and make another crafting table for over here. Why not? Let's throw this down. There we go. And yeah, this is where we're going to make a copper gear. And what is left? Okay, copper gear, 2 iron gears, we have all of that. We need tin. So that's why I was producing that. This is all the stuff that you actually get, so it makes it really nice. You can just get your device frame. Bam, there we go, aqueous accumulator, ready to go. So, we're rocking and rolling here. Now, we are going to need this aqueous accumulator in a particular spot. So I'm going to clear out this area here. I'm going to get a bucket, because we just used our current bucket. Let's grab some of the source water. And we're going to place this down right here for now. We need to go underneath and kind of block this up. There we go. Perfect. Because we're going to have to close this off for the aqueous accumulator to function properly. Just like this. A little bit of block lag. You're going to have that. For some reason, 1.12 is a little weird with that. That like block lag from the lighting updates that happen. Alright, so we have this, and in the center goes our aqueous accumulator. Bam. We should start producing water. Look at that. Already have infinite water source. So technically, we don't need this anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just block it up. And get rid of it. Because at this point, we no longer need this infinite water source. Bam, just like that. Super simple. And that saves us on a little bit of space. And makes things look a little bit neater as well. Alright, let's go ahead and close this up. But its main function is going to be for our processes that we're going to have fairly soon. Alright, so we have that. So we're back on biomass. And the fermenter is what we're going to be working on, but and the main thing we needed was water. Water to make biomass. So you need water, fertilizer, and then some sort of plant source, which we're probably going to be using saplings. Because saplings are going to yield quite a bit more biomass with the amount of water that it has, and for the fertilizer. The fertilizer is pretty easy to get. We do have access to fertilizer. We've already got that. We've been duplicating it, which is really nice. And all we need is sand to help that go. Let's take this off. I want to actually get sand produced. I want a little bit more sand than what we currently have. We do have a bit of sand, but I want more. All right. So for the biomass, we need this fermenter. All right. So the fermenter is going to be a lot of bronze and copper. And that's about it. And glass. So I'm going to take a stack of this sand. That's why I said I needed a little bit more of it. We're going to get that turned into glass. We're going to move this over. I'm actually going to take this out. We've been working on smooth stone. That's what we're building our whole base area out of. And I have so much of it at this point. I need somewhere better to store it, and what better place than that? There we go. Okay, so like I said, we're going to use water. And we're going to need some bronze. With bronze, since we have the ability to duplicate all of these, I'm just literally going to do this. I think it's actually bronze to copper. Yeah. So there we go. There's a bunch of bronze for us. Show that back. And then we're going to need a bunch of copper gears. Let's go ahead and make those. Bam, copper gears, done. We'll make that 12. How about that? We're going to make a frame. We're probably going to need more than one of these. So I'm just going to make 3 of them for right now. And we're going to see how that goes. And we're here to look at the fermenter. The fermenter is not that hard. Like, we literally just need bronze gears. That's all we need. In which we have everything. We have everything ready to go. So it's a casing, bronze gears on each corner, and then glass. And that's not the right thing. Wait, what did I mess up? Fermenter. Oh, these are bronze gears. Oh, we'll probably need copper gears anyways, but let's go ahead and make bronze gears. It's like the right gears this time. How about that? There we go. Fermenter. Done. Okay, so the fermenter is going to be it's going to need to be hooked up to the water. Let's go ahead and do that. This should automatically output in the configurations to go up to this machine. Now we do need some source of power, so I might just go ahead and make a survivalist generator. I don't know if a survivalist generator is going to do the job. It should. It should do the job. Let's try it out. I think we actually have a survivalist generator on us, do we not? No, we have a seedback generator. We've not actually made a survivalist generator. So a survivalist generator doesn't produce much power. It maybe produce like 5 RF a tick. Very useful machine for very simple automation processes. So, like this, we can just throw this on top of here. Literally throw a few pieces of coal in here, and it will last for such a long time. One piece of coal is going to last 13 minutes. It's going to produce about 5 RF a tick. That is probably going to be just enough for this. As you can see, it does store a lot of RF. We're going to see, we may end up just hooking it up to the resource or creating another furnace generator for this process. All right, so let's go ahead and make some fertilizer, because that is our other step that we're going to need to take. Let's make a bunch of fertilizer. Now this stuff is bone meal. So all this bone meal is going to be ready to go. So this thing is primed and ready. All we need to do is feed it saplings. We have a bunch of saplings. So we'll take this, feed it saplings. It's going to start to generate biomass. Pretty cool, right? All right, so it's out of power. So that's where I figured that this is probably not enough. Well, the furnace generator is definitely enough. So let's go ahead and make another furnace generator. Machine block, I think we have... we may not have any machine blocks left, but we can easily make some more. That is not an issue. Let's throw those there. So this is just a bunch of iron and redstone, right? That's all it is. Iron, redstone, and a regular furnace. Voila, we have another one ready to go. Okay, so let's just replace this. We'll use this later on. The survivalist generator will come in handy later on. I will take this, and then we're going to use this to power this machine. And now you can see that it is receiving enough power at this point. So it's going to continue to make biomass till it fills this whole thing with 10 buckets, but we're going to need more than 10 buckets. We're going to need 50 buckets. So that's where getting some piping is going to come in handy. These transfer nodes are going to be our best friend here soon. And we're going to need to make the fluid transfer nodes. So let's go ahead and make a bucket. And we're going to need redstone. So fluid transfer nodes are pretty easy to make. You just need a pipe. Let's grab that. And a bucket and a little bit of redstone. And bam, there you go. We have the ability to do this. Okay, and also we're going to need a tank. I'm going to use this tank right now. This portable tank is pretty nice. It does store, I think it stores 32 buckets by default, which is really nice. And all this requires is a little bit of redstone and iron. And, well, one piece of copper. One piece of copper, but that is honestly not much at all. So let's go ahead and throw this together. There we go. Portable tank is done. And I'm going to set the portable tank here for now. And like I said, we're going to transfer the fluid over to this tank. And that's going to be producing biomass. Biomass is going to be our friend, because here soon we're going to need to start working on that. So this right here is going to store, it should store 32 buckets, I do believe. I could be wrong. When we go to put it onto the surface over here, we'll see how much exactly it will accept. Because I don't think the quest book allows you to, yeah, it doesn't allow you to pull back the block that you can pipe it into, like it did in the beta. So, that is perfect. Let's go ahead and move on to how we're going to get started with the next section. And that is, now that we have biomass reduced, the greenhouse fan. So, greenhouse. The greenhouse fan is going to require these electron tubes, which is going to need a thermionic fabricator. And this guy requires gold. So while we're waiting for this to process, we need to get gold. And how do you get gold? Well, we have access to the nether. Oh yeah, we're going to have to make a farm. That's going to be one of the first things we're going to have to make. So let's go ahead and get our inventory cleaned out just a little bit. I'm going to throw some of this in here. We already have iron stacked away. Any, like, material that we already have, I'm going to grab that. It's going to go in its corresponding chest. Let's grab this apple. We'll get those cooking for whenever we head to the end here in a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to need some dirt. I'm pretty sure I have dirt laying around, so there's some dirt. And I also need one of the cursed earth. And that should be plenty for me. And I'm going to need some chiseled stone and some cobblestone, stuff like that. Stuff to make a simple farm. And this is already filling up quite a bit. Really fast on this guy. Alright, so let's head down to the nether and let's start building ourselves a simple mob farm. And we're going to have to kill... we're going to kill some of these zombies until we're ready to go. So I do have a bow. I'm actually going to make a... well, maybe I can't make a fresh bow. I don't have much... I don't have a string. I do have this bow, so I guess I could use this. The one I currently have. Doesn't have much durability on it at all. And I can use that to kind of get them aggroed at me. And that's going to be the ultimate goal. Get them aggroed so that way they come and try to attack me. And let's get an iron sword. We're going to upgrade this. Make it a little easier to kill these pigmen. Okay. Alright, so let's go set up a simple farm. So previously we already had this nice little path area set up. So all we have to do at this point is sort of just build a perimeter wall. I mean, basically, that's all we need to do is build a little perimeter. Let me walk over here. There we go. And this is going to be the little section that the pigmen are going to try to get at me from. And I'll be there to sort of knock them back, if need be, you know, to kind of do that thing. And let's see, we're going to go ahead and get our dirt placed. And we can do that right here. We're going to get these guys basically to bunch up, and so they're going to try and come to this area. And then we're going to try and take them out. All we need to do is attack one, and then we should be good to go. Right? So I know I do have the wand in my hand, so let's go ahead and use that. We're going to make a pretty big platform for them to spawn on. And eventually they'll spawn really fast because we'll have Cursed Earth going. And that'll make things a little bit easier for us. And this whole thing will be Cursed Earth. Okay, so they shouldn't need too much to get them going. Really, they don't need that much. But we will go ahead and get a block placed here. And this is sort of just to kind of corral them. So that way they don't fall off or whatever. Try to go crazy and take off with my stuff, my head and everything. This is gonna be ugly, I know, but it's just simply to corral them. Alright, so right here, this is gonna be the area where they will get stuck at. They're gonna kind of get stuck here. Let me get this placed around. So I'll be able to come up here. They're gonna get stuck here, not knowing how to jump, because they won't be able to jump this block. I think. I could be completely wrong. And then just everything goes bad. But that should work. So I should be able to get them aggroed, bam, run back, not miss that jump, and then be able to attack them from here. Correct? I think. I think. Oh boy, this could go very, very wrong. Just like that. Perfect. And then bam, we can kill them. Alright, let's get this placed. This is the good stuff right here. Alright, and all we gotta do is go back over here, and we should get pigmen to spawn? I think. We just kind of have to... Oh, there's pigmen here. We're gonna need to fix that. By the way. You need to go. Yeah, you need to go. Bye-bye. I don't want to aggro you here. This is a bad place to aggro you. Bye-bye. Alright, so pigmen should have spawned over here. Let's get our iron sword. We should be ready. Right? Look at that. They're already curious as to what's going on. And they all pile up in the corner. And then we can collect our beautiful bounty. And hope for some gold nuggets. That's what we're hoping for, right? 2 gold nuggets there. So we go back and we repeat the same thing. And honestly, we need some kind of, I don't know, maybe protection here, but I don't know. They do have this up here. Metamorphic Mesa Stone Brick Slab. Strange. Yeah, we're gonna have to repeat this process until we get at least one. Just one. That's all we need to do is kind of aggro them. We got that little fella down there. Hi, buddy. I don't even know where this guy came from, but... Alright, so what do we get? Sulfur. 4. It's not bad. So I'm going to keep repeating this process till we have at least one gold nugget, or gold ingot worth of nuggets. So this should be close to our last round of pigmen here. But I think I'll have to go after. I think this is probably it. Right? Perfect. We have 11 gold nuggets. That's going to be enough for me. I am heading out of here. no longer need to be here for right now. I don't think there's anything else left for me, so I'll see you guys in just a second. Alright, so I don't think I'll be needing any of these swords for a while, even though I can combine them and get myself a golden sword. I have no need for it at the moment. But, by the way, the squid are falling like crazy, and look how many stacks of ink sacs that I ended up finding whenever I went down there. Completely unreal. There's so many slime, or not slimes, I said slime, squid, that are falling through there. But anyways, let's go ahead and get our gold nugget. We're gonna pop off the sand. We're gonna get gold processing at this point. And we're gonna need that going there. I'm gonna get this organized. These are all the items, technically, that we only have one of, that we always need to keep on us. Okay. So, let this get organized. We're gonna find all of this stuff. And yeah, we're working on getting gold, because we are going to need gold, but we're also going to need something else. So ash. Ash is something we're going to need for the actual main brick here. And we're going to need ash, and the only way to get that is either from a charcoal pile, which I've done several times and is very, very, very slow, or peat, which is also very slow, but we only need 4 peat to get that. And we need bog earth for that. So, bog earth requires just a little bit of stuff. Some sand, some water. Not much, really. So, let's grab some sand. We already have some dirt laying around. And we definitely have buckets. And we can pull buckets of water out of either here or here. Doesn't really matter. You pull it directly from here. I don't know if you can pull it from this tank or not. But still. Let's go ahead and grab this. We'll go ahead and make that. That gives us 6 bog earth. I'm going to grab another bucket. We're going to do one more. To give us 12. Alright, and then from this point, this is where things are going to get a little weird. Because we're going to need somewhere to place all this stuff. And we're going to need water around it. So, we're going to need 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 6 on the other side. Like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to place water all right here. And we're going to make it so that way we don't have to make mini trips. We should just have to make 2 trips, and then we'll have infinite source of water here. There we go. And this is going to take a little bit of time. So we need to get this done. As you can see, maturity. It's going to take a little time to grow. I don't think torches or anything helping out, but it is going to take a little bit of time. It's probably going to be our longest process that we have to do thus far. But while we're working on that, we can get the thermal fabricator up and going. So fabricator. This is going to require sturdy casing, a chest, and some gold. In which we already have a bunch of gold. The bronze, we have a sturdy casing. We need a chest. And then we're also going to need 3 pieces of glass. Now, I was producing a bunch of glass, so there we go. So let's go ahead and make this guy. Thermal fabricator. Now, the thermal fabricator, this guy is going to require some power as well. Not that much, so it's almost, like I said, we can just throw this up here, and this should work. Now, I'm going to throw some glass inside its chamber here. And I don't know if I even need as much as I have in there. I'm just going to throw a little bit in there, because we don't need that much. And we're going to use this to make some tubing. Some electron tubes. And they're going to be 10 electron tubes, I do believe. At least I think so. So let's check. The greenhouse. Fan. So, 10 electron tubes and some iron. Okay, 10 electron tubes are redstone and tin. And we don't even need that much of it. Just need this with a few pieces of tin and a few pieces of redstone. And this is going to melt the glass And then after it's done melting this glass down and turning it to liquid glass, which it doesn't take very long to do that when it's just normal glass, it's going to start producing those electron tubes, and bam, it's already done. We already have more electron tubes than we actually need. As you can see, this recipe is done. So, thermofabricator, bam, that part is very easy. So greenhouse fan, done. Now, the other part we can start working on, because all we're waiting on now is the ash brick, is, well, one thing, clay. We need 4 pieces. They need to just be smelted down into bricks. That doesn't get any easier than that. And then we're also going to need to work on the camouflage, which requires a carpenter. Now, the carpenter is just a bunch of bronze and a sturdy casing, and that's what we made this other sturdy casing for right here. Right? And then we have we can make some bronze real quick. That is just tin surrounded by this. Will get us the amount of bronze we need. And then the greenhouse fan for the carpenter is just as simple as that. Now, this is something I'm also going to place next to this just to use its power, so we don't have to make another power supply. There's really no need. These things don't use that much power. And you're only going to use it like one time anyways. So the greenhouse, we're going to make the paneling. We need to make wood pulp first. And so we're going to need a little bit of biomass for this and a little bit of water for this. So we're probably going to use up all the water on our first go. So let's go ahead and grab a bucket of water, throw that in there, and we're just going to throw some logs in here until this thing completely finishes. There we go. How's this? And I do believe you can actually break the machine as well, and that will remove the water. But all we need is a little bit of this pulp, and then let's cut out of there. Let's go back to our greenhouse fan. And what we're going to be making is the camouflage paneling. Now, this is going to require some biomass, which is not bad. We already have that produced. But it's going to require blue and yellow dye and some wood. So red, yellow dye is the thing we're after. Well, to get that, well, we need a plot of grass. And you were given a pasture seed. So it should be pretty easy for you to just walk through and collect all of your seeds and flowers and stuff that you're going to need for this. There's already our yellow. And you can actually ore excavate all the grass, which makes it really easy to get all the seeds and stuff you may need. But there we go. That's all the dye we need. We don't really need that much. I honestly think this is all we need. And we have this completed. So let's convert this into the dye. And get ready to work some magic. Because we're going to make the camouflage paneling. Alright, so we need a little bit of wood. So let's go ahead and set this up. So wood here. We need the red dye. We can actually take a look at the fan real quick and see the camouflage paneling. So it's going to yellow on the sides, red on the top, blue in the middle. Yellow on the 2 sides, red on the top sides, blue in the middle, and then pulp. Now the other thing it is missing is biomass. Grab a bucket, toss that in there. Camouflage paneling, it's literally just now producing it. Super easy stuff to make. It didn't take that long, did it? You probably thought it was going to take a little bit longer than this. Actually, not that hard. Really. And now, all we're waiting on is this. This is probably the longest process, and I should have set this up at the beginning. I totally forgot about this step. And so, yeah, this is going to be something that I'm going to have to wait on for quite a bit. Just to get the ash that we need. And I don't think you can speed it up with fertilizer or anything. I don't think this... There's no way of speeding this process up. Except for, I think, using a special machine that is made for producing bog earth and peat. But I'm not really focused on getting that at the moment. It doesn't really bother me too much. And I think this is producing everything at just a perfect rate. No need to even bother it. Alright, let's also grab this. I'm trying to kind of slim down everything that we're going to need. And kind of get it going. So, we can put everything we need in this chest here. That we're going that we need for the next part of the recipe. So let's take camouflage paneling out. We're going to need that. all this work all to get the camouflage paneling and to get the ash block. Okay. So ash block, we need iron, we need slabs. Let's go ahead and grab that. Slabs? Which I had some slabs on me, I don't even know why I made some. That's all good though. Fan. We're gonna need, what? 5 iron? 5 iron and 4 electron tubes. We already have quite a bit of this. 5 iron. There's our 4 electron tubes. I think that's it for the greenhouse fan. That is about it. We need the ash block, so we have our brick. And we're literally just waiting for our ash. Well, we have one. One is completely done here. And we just need to wait for these others to mature fully. This one's at 33, 33. So we have 1, 2, 3. Pretty much we have 4 of them that are probably going to be done sooner than everything else. So I'll be back once this is all done, and you'll be able to see the timer over there about how long it's actually going to take to get that to work. So while we wait for this peat to end up finishing up, it is taking quite a while. You can see the timer there up on the top and how much is actually taken just to get these 2 to fully mature here. We do have a few more that are probably pretty close to maturing, and I hope they all mature very soon. But what we can do is we can break this. At least we should be able to. It is taking a little bit of time. There we go. But it'll contain its belongings. And we should be able to pull out all of this fluid, yet very slowly, because we don't have the best pipes in the world. But we will be able to pull out all of this biomass and pump it into the receiving socket over here in the pyramid section. And right here is where it needs to go. Right here is the task screen, and here is the biomass screen. So what we can do is we can place this here, and then hook the pipe there, and this will actually connect into the screen, and it should drain the biomass, and you'll see over here an actual indicator telling you exactly how much we need and how much is left over that we need to actually pump into this screen. And I love how the screen interface kind of disappeared there. But on most blocks, you would probably end up just covering the whole screen anyways, which makes a lot of sense. But we just kind of have to let this drain. There is 10 more buckets filled up inside there, so that should be pretty close. This should hold 32. And then I think once this is drained, we may have to do this 2 times, but it'll give me time to get that bog earth over there done. And I know we're getting pretty close to the end of the episode, but we will definitely have these 2 quests finished real soon. Okay, so this is we finally have enough here. So, oh, I guess we could have just broken those 2 the whole time. Really wasn't that big of a deal, but we do have some extra now. But what we need to do is break this down. I did not know that it gave you 2 apiece. But we'll get this cooked up. Anyways, I need to transfer this back over because it'll show us exactly how much that we did have stored inside there. And if we look over here, you'll see 20 buckets. Okay. So there was 20 buckets inside this tank. That's good to know. It's good to know. So that way we know whenever we go fill it back up, how much you'll actually have on it. Guess we'll have to break this whole thing. There we go. You see the screen comes back to life, and everything's back to normal. What we could have done is actually upgraded this tank. I'm not exactly there yet on our level of equipment that we have, but like I said, this shouldn't take very long. I'll go ahead and throw some more saplings into this. Like that. Throw as many as I can get in there. Bam, just like that. I did just harvest some trees a little bit. You see, I do have a bit of wood on my inventory. But this should be done. We have all the ash, right? Perfect. So now we should have everything to be able to make the greenhouse fan. Right? So we need this, an ash brick. We're going to need the panels. There's the greenhouse block. And then we're going to need this, which will net us the greenhouse fan, guys. How cool is that? We have the greenhouse fan. So we have a huge, we've made a huge step, or a huge leap already. Let's kind of clear out our inventory just a bit. because we're going to be receiving a few items. Also, we can spit that out. Don't need that. But let's go turn this thing in. Like, I want to show you actually turning it into the chest, what it actually looks like, because it does have its own thing as well. So if we turn this into the chest, you can see we can either drop it in here or shift right click, and we'll actually get our items here, which we can just pull out. So we got lead, which means we now have access to leadstone wiring, so we can now transfer power via cables pretty efficiently. And we also have access to a few other things as well. The lead actually gives us access to thermal expansion for the most part. Pretty much all of thermal expansion. And we should, I mean, we just about have it. I think, how much is it for this biomass? We need 50 buckets. Guys, we are very close to that amount. Like, I literally think we're just waiting. We're waiting on very little of it. So, I'll be right back. I want to get this last advancement done, and I'll see you guys in a second. Alright, so I have my last section to complete. The last bit that we should need of the biomass is right here. So, let's finish and watch the last bit roll in as it should complete here in just a sec. Look at that. Oh, there it is! Perfect. 50 millibuckets full. Now, we should be able to access that from the chest. And there we go. So now we get access to nickel, sugarcane, and coal. Regular coal. The regular coal should be the same, I think, as the... it should be the same as the charcoal, but some recipes require normal coal. Some recipes do. So I have to keep an eye out for that. Now this does seem like it is going really fast. Why does this seem like it doesn't take as... It seems like it goes really fast. Like it's producing coal really fast. Maybe I'm just going crazy? 40. Process. Huh. Can't tell. It almost seems like this is actually producing more than this does. We may end up swapping it out if it does. Then we also need to get nickel going, because this has been running for quite a while. Throw some of that good old nickel in here. And guys, we about have this going. Like, we're doing pretty good. Very little footprint for the machines that we set up today. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, guys, you guys know what to do. Don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also give this video a thumbs up. Guys, I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And as always, thanks for watching.